Happy Hour. That's the Good Things. I'm your host, Rebecca Turner. Now, don't you forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are streaming live over at SuperTalk.fm. We're also streaming from the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and of course, you can find us on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. But take your browser over to SuperTalkTV.com, where you can watch Good Things. You'll see I'm not alone, and I'm not in the studio today. We are live in downtown Cleveland, celebrating the beautiful display of 50 Nights of Lights. There's over 1 million lights that have transformed Cleveland. And I'm with my favorite person here, Becky Nowell. She's the chair of 50 Nights of Lights and serves on Tourism Commission Board of Directors, and one of my favorite people. So it's good to be back.
Well, thank you. Welcome back.
I was trying to think. I think this is my 3rd year here for 50 Nights of Lights, which means that this is like half of my Good Things career. I've been coming to 50 Nights of Lights.
Oh, that's awesome. We're honored.
All right. Well, I'm honored to be here every year, and every year you come and you think you remember what it looked like from the last year, and then as soon as you turn down to the main street of the square here, you recognize, man, there's just so much work that goes into it and something new to see every year. So what's new this year?
Well, we've got 7 new displays this year. We've got a Santa Claus with an American flag.
Oh, cool.
And we've got a huge ornament that's right behind this tree behind us. It's a great place to take pictures. Mm-hmm. We have a nurse petting a dog. We have a new 14-foot red tree, and we have a snowman smoking his corncob pipe.
Well, we'll let him keep the secrets on what's in his pipe.
That's right. That's right. And we have a soccer Santa and a fishing Santa. I think those are our 7 new ones this year.
Which is neat because you all don't necessarily dictate what's going to be new. It's the people who want to sponsor them that sort of come up with the ideas, correct? Or is it kind of
It's
both
a
ways?
combination of both. We have items that we would like to have that kind of fit our themes, but then if we have people that want a custom display, we work with them and the company to get that worked out.
Because that's the unique thing about 50 Nights of Lights is this is a community effort. They buy into it literally. They kind of have their stake on the row of lights here that represents, their buy-in to what 50 Nights of Light brings to Cleveland.
Absolutely, and it wouldn't be possible without the donors. They actually make a donation to the Cleveland Development Foundation and purchase the display and donate it to the city. And it's also available to do a display in memory of someone or in honor of someone.
How long have you been doing 50 Nights of Light now?
This is our 6th year, so twice as long as you've been here.
That's okay. As we move forward, then we'll always have this relationship longer than it's been,
right.
Half our time or whatever it may be. Did you know that it would grow 6 years ago? I know this was kind of your idea to sort of start something unique.
We knew it would grow, but we had no idea that it would grow this fast. I mean, we have gotten within 2 or 3 years. Yeah. We got to where we wanted to be,
That's
and then obviously it's it's pretty full, but we can always find a spot to put something else.
What is the length of it?
It's a mile. If you walk the walking trail, the full length of the walking trail, make the loop and come back, it's a mile.
So that's how many displays do we have total now, Becky?
We have over 160 displays and over 1 million lights.
I was going to say, so you hand count them every year?
I haven't had counted, but we do have a count. When you order one, it tells you how many lights are on there, how many you're paying for.
Who has to go around and check to make sure they're all lit and there's not one that sort of ruins it for everybody?
Well, the Public Works, we would not have this without the Public Works Department. There are 4 guys that I'd like to give a shout out to: Trey, A.B., Javon. And we lost one of our key guys. Jared Horn was a Public Works employee who passed away last May. And actually, the red tree we have, it's a 14-foot red tree. The Public Works employees bought that in memory of him.
That's awesome.
But they love this project, and it's a ton of work to transport them and put them up. But they do that. And when we put them up, we check the lights, and then we have a couple test nights, and we have some volunteers from the community, and we walk with our different colored bulbs, and we check. And a lot of times they just need to be screwed in, but we have to.
So it's not the technology has come such a long way for Christmas lights in general, from what you see behind us here at 50 Nights of Lights, or if you just in your own home, where if one went out, the whole tree didn't go down. Could you imagine?
I cannot imagine. We wouldn't be able to do this if it were that way.
Do this. No, absolutely. But you're able to do this, and it's able to keep growing. And I would assume over the last 6 years, just from like an economic impact. I'm sure the first year was impactful, but now I've even had friends. I was headed to Cleveland for 50 Nights of Lights. Friends back in central Mississippi that, oh, it's my favorite thing to do. We go every year, we take the kids, and so it feels like it's grown, like the crowd's grown over the last 6 years.
It absolutely has. And the goal of this was not for the people of Cleveland to enjoy, but for us to become a destination place for people to come to Cleveland, see the lights, spend the night. We've got 2 wonderful boutique hotels here, the Cotton House and the Lyric, and shop and dine while you're here. And it's become it's a family-oriented event. Puts you in the Christmas spirit, and it's a fun thing to do.
And it's not far at all. Over lunch at Hojo's, which we got to meet the owner a couple years back here on Good Things. I don't think it was last year, but maybe the year before. We were talking about how Cleveland really is centrally, well, maybe not centrally located, so that may not be the right word, but from a hub perspective, you're only about 2 hours from Memphis, 2 hours from Jackson. You mentioned an hour and 40 minutes from Oxford. So you get the sense that it's easy to come in, stay a weekend, and sort of easy, to go on home. It's an easy vacation, weekend getaway.
Yeah, or a day trip too.
Yeah,
so,
a day trip as well.
Yeah,
So when did the lights come on? Because it's 50 nights. I assume you stick by the 50 nights, or if you go a little over, nobody's counting.
Well, it's 50-ish. It's really 50 plus because we turn them on the second Saturday in November that coincides with our Christmas open houses downtown. Yeah. And they stay on until the first of the year, depending on when the first falls. The city worker, Public Works, will start taking them down the first week of January.
Now, speaking of your open house and on Main Street, you guys do something a little bit special here in Cleveland with your displays. Following your social media, sort of seeing what the buzz is all about, it feels like y'all up the ante every year and bring it back home to what it used to be like, which was window shopping, as they would call it. You would stroll down your main streets, you would look at the lights, you would get to sort of window shop. And Christmas was always a time where storefronts really took the advantage to decorate. Y'all do that pretty well here.
We do. All of the buildings are lined with white lights, and the windows, there's a big competition. I mean, it's like walking the streets of New York City because they go all out on decorating their windows.
Won?
Well, there were 3 different winners. Let's see, Cleveland Fresh won, Cat, and H Squared. And they didn't have a first, second, and third. They had 3 different categories. So
gotcha.
I think our judges or the Chamber of Commerce got smart and didn't want to upset anybody in first, second, or third because they're all good. So they're all phenomenal. They had 3 different categories. So they had 3 winners.
I love that. And when you have your small business owners who are obviously taking pride in the community to have their business there, but then to watch them take the next step, because that takes time, energy, and resources to sort of transform their front window and to sort of put the creativity into it. You recognize they're effortlessly buying into what's going on here. There's sort of a sense of, we want to do this for Cleveland. We want to do it for the tourists. They enjoy it. It's palpable. You can sort of feel it here.
Yes, you can. It's like one big family, and we have a lot of local people. Our whole downtown is local people have invested in our community.
Which we were walking past down the downtown. You mentioned a store that had since moved out of a smaller and into a larger. Do you see that a lot here, where they outgrow maybe their storefront and then they have to sort of upgrade?
There have been a couple of examples of that, where they've more than tripled their size, which is a good thing.
Isn't that a good thing?
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, and then it opens the door for somebody new to come in and sort of get their Main Street storefront idea up and going. And 2, talking about what to do here. You mentioned there's always something going on. There's always something to sort of make a destination out of Cleveland, and people can come and see the lights, yes, but then it's all the other good that goes with it. So what would be some of the entertainment around just the light, other than the lights, for people to come and see?
Well, tonight is our annual Christmas parade. It was supposed to have been last night, but the weather,
Mother Nature,
postponed it till tonight. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, at the Bologna Performing Arts Center is the Million Dollar Quartet. It's
for
a Christmas
lights,
program.
A quartet for every light.
That's exactly. And Monday night at Grammy Museum, Mississippi is Have Yourself a Delta Little Christmas, which is a fabulous annual Christmas program. This year it features Tricia Walker, the Beaufort Sisters, the Coahoma County Community College Choir, and a surprise guest.
You always got to keep something a little surprise, right?
On Thursday nights, we're having farmers, bakers, and makers markets.
Oh, I love
So
that.
it's a little farmer's market with a little expanded.
And I know whoever does your Main Street or your Visit Cleveland Facebook pages does a really good job of keeping updated with all the things that are going on here. But you don't go anywhere because we've got more for you coming from Cleveland, coming